Hi again, YouTubers. So this is a very much requested review of Latise, and this is what it looks like, the box looks like. What this is if you've ever followed my videos and paid attention kind of to my lash debacle, as I call it. I had lash extensions while I was pregnant, and then I started having some issues after I had MJ of just the lash extensions weren't staying as long because my cell regrowth after having him, like I was losing a lot of hair and just things like that, and my eyelashes as well were turning over quicker, so they weren't staying on. And so I waited a little while, and in between got my lashes permed and tinted, which go watch my video on that. Don't ever do that. Horrible. And I do have a review on Nova lash extensions as well that I had done if you're interested in that. So after I had my lashes permed and tinted, I went back to the lash extensions after the perm grew out, which took like 2 months. So then I went back to lash extensions. Again, they still didn't stay on. I don't know what the deal was. There's no way of explaining why they didn't. They just didn't. So the next time I went into my med spa, which is where a lot of med spas are places that you can get like cosmetic grade facials, you can get Botox, you can get fillers, like all of that kind of stuff. I do have a review up on my Vitalize peel as well, but I am going to do a video on Botox and fillers and what I know and what I have had, because a lot of people ask me about that. But that being said, I went into my med spa to, I forget what I went in for. It was so long ago, I forget. Anyway, went in and asked her about Latise because I knew that the lash extensions weren't working for me. I hate putting on false lashes. I think it's the biggest pain in the butt. But I actually like trying mascaras too. So I wanted something that I could still do. And that was the other downside with the lash extensions. I couldn't try different mascaras. I didn't wear any mascara. So that being said, I did ask her about Latise. She has been using Latise for over 2 years and never had any issues. What I got was a package that they were having at the time. I want to say it was around Christmas time, but I don't feel it. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on that. And what it was when you bought one box, you got another box free. And this was a starter set. The first one, it is the 5 milliliter bottle with 140 disposable applicators. And then this one that came with it was a 3 milliliter bottle, so it's a smaller bottle that you got free, and 60 disposable applicators. So that's that one. Now, let me show you a couple things. First, I'm going to show you what the bottles look like. They're pretty simplistic. They look like a little eye drop bottle with a blue cap on them. They do come with these brushes that I do not use, and I will tell you why in a little bit. This is what they look like. The applicators are supposed to, it says in here to use a different applicator each time you apply it. I watched a lot of reviews beforehand and talked to the girl that I go to, and the best review I saw on this is Jalapeno 2007. So type in her name and Latise, and this will probably come up. And I talked to her in between about this stuff too. And what she suggested was using a this is a Sigma E10, but there's all kinds of a thin liner brush, if you see that there. And then another tip that she mentioned is when you open this up to just squirt, well, no, I already lost that much. I hate losing any of this. Squirt some into the tip of the cap, and that is all you need for your eyes, both of them, which is pretty impressive because that's like just that much, if you can see it. Like there's hard, like it's literally the drop that came out of the top. So a couple things people had concerns about, and that I had concerns about too before going into this, was the change in your eye color. And the reason I had concerns about that is because I have light blue eyes. And I didn't want, they've heard stories of people getting darkening in their eyes and things like that, like dark spots or changing a color. And that's what I was really concerned with, because I love the color of my eyes and I don't want anything to happen with that. Sorry, my hair is kind of all over the place. So I didn't want anything to happen with that. So I did talk to her, and she said, here's the key. She goes, make sure you do not get this product in your eye. She said the people that have had issues with that are people that put too much product on the brush, drag it across, and then it kind of seeps into the corners of your eyes. So when you use it the way that Heidi explained, just by putting the dot in the top and running it with that liner brush across each eye, you don't end up with too much product, and it's perfect. And I've had no issues with eye color change. These are my lashes now. There is just Lancome Cils Booster XL, and then today I have on CoverGirl Clump Crusher. Let me see. I feel like my lighting's pink again when I get up close. But these are my lashes now, which I think is pretty awesome. I really like them. I think that my lighting is pink now. Darn it. No, that's just... All right, sorry. Back to this. Anyway, it is what it is. You know what? I'm giving up on that. It is what it is. So anyway, I have been using it now. I used it for a good couple months. So it had to have been November. I don't know. Anyway, I used it for a good solid, I'd say 2 or 3 months. And then I had to take a break when I got my LASIK. I couldn't use it and I talked to my doctor about this. They said that 2 weeks would be fine. They said some people wait 4 weeks. They said it depends on how your eyes feel. The primary issue, this is actually used to be used as a medicine for people with some eye issues. I think it was glaucoma or something. But he said, again, as long as you keep it on your lash line and not in your eye, it shouldn't be any issues. And my eyes have been fine. So I did just start using this back, and I have been post-surgery now 3 weeks. I felt comfortable. I was kind of in between what he said you could do and what he said some people are comfortable with doing. So that's what I have been doing. I would say I'm not even halfway through this bottle. Cost-wise, I was doing lash extensions. They were very expensive. It was costing me every 3 weeks. I was having to go every 3 weeks to get them done because they weren't staying on well enough. So I was going every 3 weeks. Even from the beginning, I was going 3 weeks. So I correct myself with that. I was always going 3 weeks because they just got too sparse and funny if I didn't. So I was going every 3 weeks. The initial time I think was like the most expensive. And then for fills, it was probably like, I think it was $70 every 3 weeks, which that adds up. It gets ridiculous. And especially if they're not staying on, they don't look perfect. So no, thanks. So when I got the Latise for an original box, for one box, I think it was $130, $150. It is by prescription only. I know you can find it online and places like that. I personally would rather go to a med spa and talk to them. It's not like prescription, like they're going to say no to you. They're not going to say no. That you just have to go in and go to someone that has registered nurses and doctors that work in their office. You can't just go into like Sephora and buy it. So they're not going to turn you away. You can call first and tell them that you're interested in it, and you can go and pick it up. It's pretty easy. Some places you can call and see if they have any specials. Mine just happened to have one when I was interested in it. So that got me basically, what is it, 8 milliliters instead of 5. But again, let's say it's 150. Let's use my high end of what I think it was 130, 150. But let's say it was $150 for just the 1 5 milliliter bottle. That has gotten me through 3 months. I'm only halfway there. So let's say 6 months of a bottle. And that, I think, is shorting it out. But that's just, I'm just saying on the short side. And that's using it every day. Let's say I get 6 months out of it. That is still way cheaper than lash extensions. Another thing that I want to mention with this is after, I think it's a 3-month period of time, you can go on what's called maintenance, which is you don't have to use it every day. You can use it, suggested every other day, or some people suggest to do it every 3rd day. I am still using it once a day. Mostly because I skipped a good solid 2 weeks, so I'm back to using it once a day, just my own personal choice for a month, and then I'll go to every other day. That is how I'm going to use it to maintain. That's just my choice. The reason that I wasn't concerned about any loss, because one of the key things is if you stop using this, the results are going to go away. So that is the key thing to remember too. So you're going to have to keep doing this. But same thing, lash extensions, when you stop going to get them filled, guess what? They stop working too. So yeah, when you stop using it, it does stop the growth. They start to shorten, like as they regrowth, as they fall out, the next ones that come in are not going to be as long because there isn't a strengthener at the base of them, which makes sense. But it takes 4 to 6 weeks for those results to go away. So it takes that long for your lashes to turn over. So I wasn't so concerned. They told me not to be concerned if I took a break from it for 4 weeks, not to be concerned because once I start it back up, it will still help with the regrowth and I shouldn't have any I shouldn't see any differences, which I haven't. Honestly, I have not seen any differences at all. And the reason I wanted to do this video today is because I don't have any eye makeup on besides mascara, and I wanted to show you guys what they look like just every day. This is my lashes. This is my, you know, this is my eye color. This is why I didn't want to change my eye color. But, I mean, just to give you an idea, this is them. And I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And yes, it's another step at night. So what? At this point, I do so many steps. Who cares? It takes another 2 seconds. Whatever. So I love this. I think it is expensive. But if you're somebody considering lash extensions, the cost of this is far less than that. And you can still have fun with mascaras and things like that. And I find that these look just as good as what the lash extensions were. So that is my thoughts and considerations on Latise. Let me know if you have any questions. Like I said, every place is going to be different as far as price. Definitely contact a local med spa that you know, or someone you know at a med spa. Talk to them about it. Ask them what their cost is, if they have any specials on it or coming up. And hopefully you guys give this a try. I have had no issues, concerns. Oh, I will mention that about the second weekend, my eyes got a little bit red and irritated. It kind of made them a little bit dry. But now that I've gone back to it, I've only been in a couple of days. I've not had any issues. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you have any questions. And thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.